recording?
It is actually now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude. Craziest thing fucking happened to me Friday, dude. So it's like 2 in the morning, right? 2 o'clock in the fucking a.m., I think. Around then. And I hear something outside of the front of my house. It sounds like a little child being murdered. It's just like a screech. Like a human-sounding screech. I'm like, what the fuck? So I reach to the behind me on the bookshelf, grab a Colt, undo the lock and everything. I go downstairs. I'm like, what the fuck's going on out front of my house? And the screeching is stopped by the time I got to the bottom stairs. Probably because I get to the bottom of the stairs pretty slow because I'm fat. And I open the front door. I don't see shit. Then all of a sudden I see like wings fluttering and something flies past my right shoulder and smacks right into the side of my front door, the brick side there. I turn and look what it is, and it is a deceased rabbit sliding down the bricks.
All right.
Just...
Oh, like as if it was sliding down glass?
Yeah.
But wasn't?
But it was brick.
Yeah, so it was more like...
And here's where it gets crazy. I just made all that up. How are you, bud?
I'm great. I'm much better now. That was a good...
You like that?
That was a great story.
Yeah, here is a fucking funny story about how I woke up Monday. Fucking, as you know, I did a fucking stage dive out front of the studio, and I had that big fucking gash on my knee.
Yeah.
Well, it had healed over this big, nasty black scab and shit, right? I sleep in sweatpants. Calm down.
Are they gray sweatpants?
They are, as a matter of fact.
Hell yeah.
You've been peeking? But, so I'm like taking off my fucking sweatpants to go put on jeans and shit. And something black falls out of the sweatpants. And I squeal like a little fucking Mary. I'm like, ee! Like that.
Was it a dildo?
And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm doing all this in the dark. But I can just see it from like the hall, like, you know, you can see into the room. And I'm like, yeah. So I hit the fucking light on the wall, and it's just the scab had just fallen off my knee and was in there. But yeah, I squealed like a little woman.
So you proper didn't pick that thing once then, huh?
No, because I was always told if you pick it, it'll get infected, and then it leads to all kinds of shit. Then you got to amputate your leg. I mean,
that's extreme.
I know that's not true, but I also don't want to call my grandmother a liar.
But if she lies...
I mean, yes, she was racist, short and ugly.
But not a liar.
But not a liar.
Short and ugly.
Oh, she's a fucking hard look at woman, dude.
I picked a lot of my scabs growing up.
Oh, I did too.
And I ate them.
Did you? Mm-hmm. I was a booger eater for a long time.
See, what do you think's worse, eating a scab or eating a bug?
So you notice I didn't recoil when you said you eat your scabs. I wasn't like, ew. I was like, oh, really?
That's for the listeners.
Yeah. I was more like, had like an inquisitive tone to it. Mm-hmm. I don't judge. I was a booger eater. Who fuck cares?
I was never a bug guy myself.
You know what else I used to eat? When you wake up in the morning and rub the crust out of your eyes?
Eye crusties?
Yeah, I would eat that shit too.
Huh.
Here's the thing.
Is it salty?
It's same as fucking boogers pretty much.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't actually stop doing that until I was like 30.
I thought you were going to say until yesterday.
No, until I was like 30. And seriously, one day, like, it's funny as shit. Like, I just woke up one day and I was laying in bed. And like, the first thing you do in the morning is you wipe the shit out of your eyes. Like the crust out of your eyes. And I was just like, popped in my little salty treat. And I was just like, you know what? I'm 30. I shouldn't be doing this anymore. And then I just stopped. Like cold fucking turkey, dude.
Cold boog?
Cold boog turkey, dude. That's the episode title. But dude,
yes it is.
I was just like, I'm too old to be doing this shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm still guilty of it. Especially, this kind of
Of what, scab eating?
This kind of segues perfectly into the first topic I had for the day. But if I get, like, you know when the weather's cold and your skin is all dry and shit, in your nose you get scabby bugs.
Yeah.
I'll eat those. It's blood, mostly.
Yeah. It's blood, skin cells, and dirt.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
And more or less, maybe less, maybe more dirt. Who's to say?
And scabs I don't look down on, because I used to, like when you used to get like you get like a long cuticle in your nail bed or whatever.
Yeah.
Would you chew them out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time.
So what's the fucking difference? It's skin. Mm-hmm. And not to mention, it's like healing skin. So maybe like you eating scabs giving you healing properties.
I did.
And that's why you won't die of like prostate cancer.
Yeah. I was a dirt kid. My immune system is brolic as fuck.
Oh,
I never get
yeah.
sick.
I don't. Yeah, that's why
I never.
I don't
get
have
sick.
allergies.
Not
None
really.
of that shit.
I mean, I have some. If someone has like a gross house and the environment is bad, I will get like fucking kind of stuffed up over it. But
That's just like getting black lung half the time.
yeah,
There's only one type of booger you should never eat. Venue booger. You ever played a real dicey?
yes, I have.
One of the ones that was notorious for it was the Stalag in Philly.
It was before my time, but
Yeah, but I'm like 61, so. But you get home from that place, and the next day you would have like charcoal black boogers. And you're just like, man, I am not going to fucking live long.
I've heard that from other people too.
Yeah, there's other places that had it too.
They're
Like
straight up
the
black
original
boogs.
auto bar down in Baltimore, you would get black boogs too.
I remember the old auto bar.
The one that was on the corner there, right next to the sidebar. Yeah.
Yep.
That one would give you black bugs. There was a couple others.
Every venue in Ohio I've ever played.
No, I
gave
think it's
me
just
black
no.
bugs.
It's not the venue. That's just the state.
The,
Yeah.
the state line.
Yeah. Once you cross over from Western Pennsylvania, your bugs just start fucking darkening in your nose.
It's the fucking coal miner air, I suppose.
The best. One of my favorite things, booger related things, is when you're fucking just picking your nose and you pull one out and it feels like it just pulled it off the back of your eyeball.
Yeah.
And you're just like, for like 2 seconds, you're just like,
It's like,
like all of a sudden, like your vision improves slightly in one of your eyes. You're just like, dude, yeah.
your eyes clear for a second.
And all of a sudden, the next breath you take in is like just pure. You're just like, oh, this is a moment.
Yeah.
This is probably what it's like to live in New Zealand. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I did it yesterday.
It's like, yeah, did I breathe off a fjord? Like, this is beautiful air. Like, holy shit.
Especially like a nice long stringy one comes
Yeah.
out. It's like,
And you're just like,
but you're like,
yeah. It's fucking fantastic, dude.
but the thing I wanted to bring up was, what's the grossest thing you've ever done to exact revenge on somebody?
Matt already told you when he was here. Actually, that wasn't revenge. That was just me being an asshole.
That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about bodily functions, like maybe bodily functions specifically, because Boogs brought it up in my mind.
Other than like the time, that I pissed in a girl's wonton soup. As a goof, I never
That old gag.
I never did that shit, that revenge shit like that. Like, I don't know. I guess it just never occurred to me to do something like that.
We've both been on tour.
Like,
You never fuck with someone in their sleep with something? Like
no, I've always put that out as a rule in any band I've been in that's gone out of state. Don't fuck with someone while they sleep.
that? Yeah. Because there's nothing that fucking pisses me off instantly than getting fucked with when I'm asleep.
Because it's, first off, like, when in the younger days, before we could afford hotels and shit, sleep was hard to get.
Yeah.
So you didn't fuck with them. Second of all, I didn't want people to fuck with me while I slept. So I kind of hoped they would, extend the favor and shit like that. But yeah, I just never fuck anybody while they're asleep. And when I was younger, like revenge shit, I just hit somebody, which is not smart. Obviously, it's bad. Yes, I was a douchebag for doing it, but yeah, it's just I was more of that type of guy instead of like farting on their pillow or fucking. Though I did have sex with a guy's sister, who was a very unattractive girl, just so I could hold it over his head that I had sex with his sister. Because I knew she wanted to have sex with me.
That's a psychological ace
Yeah,
card.
like I knew she wanted to have sex with me. So, and like she was like 4 years younger than me, and I normally kind of don't fuck around like that. But I was just like, you know what? He's a fucking asshole. This would be a nice trump card just to have. He's like, you know your baby sister?
Me too.
I put all 1 3/4 inch in there. Like, she may not have even noticed. Not in a rape way. In the fact that my dick is very small.
You mean in like a not noticeable way?
Yeah. She's like,
an unremarkable way, maybe.
like, was that like your balls or something? Like, what's going on down there? I'm like, I don't have much to work with. So, who holds the trump card now? Why, what's the grossest thing you ever did out of revenge?
I mean, on the road, we didn't really fuck with each other in sleep either. But in the van, anything goes if we're bored enough. Like, the first tour I ever did was with this band from New York called Vice. LOL.
Wasn't there like they're like a band when there was like 7 other bands named Vice too?
That's exactly right. There was one from. In fact, the beef between in finger quotes between them and the Vice from Ohio was like comical all night. But anyway, we would do shit to each other, like in parking lots and stuff. Like we would have firework fights and.
Oh, we did all that,
like
but it was
that,
never
but-
like. You said like revenge. Like we never did. No, it was never revenge. It was
I guess that's not bodily
boys
function.
being boys, horseplay. You know, like that horse shit.
On that tour, one of our band members, who will remain nameless, Mike Fink, took a shit in a bag and hid it in their van.
That's pretty good, actually.
It was disgusting because it like everything everybody was leveling up, so they had to go more extreme. He was like, "I'm gonna take a shit and I'm gonna leave it under their passenger seat," and they didn't find it for like a day.
Jesus Christ.
Eventually, they found it. But personally,
I don't think I could possibly take a shit in a bag.
yeah, some of us have rabbit turds, I guess.
I gotta be like completely relaxed in order to take a shit. So there's no way I'm first off like hovering over a bag, finding a bag that's gonna stay open under the density of my fucking protein logs. Yeah, it's just
It's not gonna happen.
I can't shit like that. I can't do it. Like it's got to be toilet settings. The only way I can fucking shit. Piss on the other hand, I go wild with.
I mean, we're guys.
Yeah,
So
but-
we can pee anywhere.
But fireworks fights, yeah, that's just
That's
we see this shit all the time.
that's standard operating procedure.
Yeah. There is a guy who actually listens to this fucking program. Stupid.
Idiot.
And we were playing
It's
a
like, I don't
show in Carneys Point, New Jersey, which is super south. And it's a place called Mr. T's. I have stories about that venue for days. And we're just having firework fights because it was this dive-ass bar that would serve quarter shots to, like, obvious children.
Like they cost a quarter.
They cost a quarter, but they were, like, a shot of
Regular
just
shot.
shitty rail liquor, like the bottom of the barrel stuff. And
Scary.
this guy whose name I won't, name, Nate Ferry, Nathaniel Wellington Ferry, formerly of Wilmington, Delaware, now currently of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was shooting fireworks. We were outside just shooting like bottle rockets at each other.
As you do.
And for some reason next door, I forget what the place was next door to this venue, but it had a gigantic radar dish in front of it. I don't know.
Satellite dish or
like
radar?
a satellite dish, a
Okay.
radar dish. It was fucking huge. I mean, like
Like a
something
full-
that could sense nuclear bombs coming.
Like a full-on structure.
Yes, like a
All right.
full-on fucking dish.
One of those real deal ones. Sure.
So, of course, we're trying to shoot fireworks at it to blow it up. Cops get called. Cops show up. Nate fucking hauls ass back into the venue. And there's this band, Redline from New Jersey, that was playing a show. He hid under their merch table. Cops bust in, flip over their merch table, pull him out, and take his ass to the Carneys Point jail. And I remember having to fucking sit and wait. I think it was like 8-9 hours for them to. All of us had to put our money together because he had none to bail him out.
Been there.
And we're all tired. It's fucking like early morning hours. And finally he comes out. And he's all right, guys, come on, let's go. And like, no, thank you.
Fresh
no,
as a
thanks
daisy.
for waiting or nothing. And we're just like, you motherfucker. Like, you son of a bitch. That's like the first time I ever did want to like shit on someone's like fucking pillow or anything like that. But I didn't because he's adorable. He looks like Macaulay Culkin if you like left him out in a rainstorm for like 9 months.
So Macaulay Culkin now?
Very valid point. Yes, that is 100% correct. So I know he's listening to this. So you're a piece of shit. A simple thank you would have been enough. We had no problem doing it, but a simple thanks, dude. You fucking spastic.
Some people.
I'm telling you, dude.
It do be your own people sometimes.
You take him out of Wilmington. Can't take the Wilmington out of him.
No, I tell you what. But the whole thing that sparked this thought of mine was that lately I've been having said dry boogs, and I was picking my nose either yesterday, whatever, Friday, or some shit, but I picked a boog and I gave myself a nosebleed. And meanwhile, one of my coworkers was being extra annoying, just, inner office fucking boring politics, but I was like, maybe I should bleed on her stuff.
Jesus. By stuff, you mean like her coat or like her food?
No, never food, but like, just like we have black office chairs. She'd never know. Be sitting in my
Why
blood.
does the color of the office chair matter?
Because when the blood dries,
You got
you
a problem
can't see
with
it.
that color black, dude?
I do. I prefer gray.
I don't see
No, I'm just
color when it comes to chairs. But did you though?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
No,
I flicked books at people. I mean, we've
Oh,
all been children.
1,000%.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my sister's been like on the receiving ends of like dozens of boogers from me.
I think I flicked a boog at Mel yesterday.
Actually, no. I think my sister actually got one on me once. I had these big plastic glasses when like I first got glasses, and it had like this like a spot like this little thing right here. It goes over your nose. It was like a square of just like empty space in the middle of it, and she got it in there and into my eye.
Oh man!
Once I was like, Jesus Christ, is this Jason fucking Bourne? Like, holy shit! And she saw me instantly go for my eye, like underneath my glasses, and she's like, "Did I?" And I was like, "You fucking bitch!" And she just fucking sat there and was like, "Ah!" Just laughed at me fucking wholeheartedly, and
I'd have been rolling.
yeah,
That's just a great shot. You can't even fault that.
And like looking back now, I'm like, damn, that's some shit right there.
Marksmanship.
Dude. That's good.
You sure she's not special forces? What the fuck?
Well, she does work for the government, so who fucking knows? Yeah, she said, "Oh, I just work for the state." Do you?
Doesn't she?
She works for the company. But yeah, but as far as revenge though, for some reason, that's just never come up. But yeah, for some of my coworkers was annoying me, I would have no problem just.
Well, we talked about flicking bugs before, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, once they hit the ground, they disappear.
You said as soon as it leaves the finger, it's in the ether, like it's gone.
Yeah, I think what I should have clarified. It can hit stuff because anybody can hear a booger flick and make a little tick when it hits something. But after that,
What kind of dense ass boogers do you have that you can hear them hit the like? Actually, no, because I throw mine in that. I told you I throw mine in that box fan right by my bed,
exactly,
and it goes like here.
exactly.
Then who knows where it goes? I hope I have something on top of my bookshelf. It's just like a couple of books, and there's just this pile of boogers that have just accumulated because it all just happens to hit the blade at the right time, the right trajectory to hit that one spot.
There's just a little bit spread out.
This has brought up something. One of my friends is a fucking freak show. All right.
What? No way.
Once you pick your nose, what do you do with it? Do you instantly throw it, or how do you roll?
It depends on what kind of booger it is.
Basic garden variety dry booger.
Flick.
Flick instantly.
Pretty much instantly.
Place it garden variety wet booger.
I'll do a roll to
Okay,
make it
show me
dry.
how you roll. Thumb and forefinger?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I do a bink.
I have a friend. His name is John Hassan. I'm not even going to bother fucking because the guy, he's fucking disgusting.
He don't listen to this show.
He's fucking gross. He would pick his nose, take the booger, put it on his palm, and then just roll his palm like that.
Oh, man.
Like that. And
God
then
damn it, John.
roll down his window and go like this, like he was making it rain. And just fucking just like whack. And they're like, that's so much extra work.
I was going to
There's
say,
so many
that's a
extra
lot.
steps you just put into fucking rolling a boog, dude.
Just,
You don't have to include the whole hand. Granted, he's a small man with small hands, but it's like,
a second hand?
yeah. It's just,
What the fuck?
he looked like an abuela fucking rolling churro dough. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Ass.
And he would just get up there. And this is funny shit because we used to ride around all the time. You just watch him in traffic, just staring at him like, and he would just be fucking touching his brain and shit. What a young statesman.
I mean, I don't know. I wonder how many times I've been caught picking bugs on 95.
I
Dozens.
just don't care.
I mean, I don't care, but it's just...
Like, I don't even get grossed out when I see other people doing it.
I laugh a little bit. I'm just like...
It's like, heh.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the, heh, like the relatable,
Little-
heh.
Exactly.
You're just
exactly
like, heh, me too, dog. It's like with like one of our early episodes, we were talking about,
In fact, it'll make me check mine.
like the urinal pissing. Well, like someone farts while you're pissing at a urinal. You're
best.
kind of just like, heh. Me too, dog. I've been there as well.
Every time.
So, yeah, if I see someone, like, just digging for gold on the bus or something, I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm like, get a bud. I don't get grossed out. I'm not like, oh, my God, or anything like that.
Dude, people like that fucking Matt from Thank You For Your Services podcast drive me fucking up a wall. He
like,
fucking
grow up, dude.
He cries every time he catches me picking my nose.
Why?
Because he's a wimp.
What does he think your booger's going to contaminate his house?
I guess. But you remember the fucking story he told on my show?
I never listened to your show.
You were on the show.
Was I listening?
Fair enough. How both of you guys you had the fucking cum booger wall next to your beds.
Yeah.
I was like,
if you got a cum stains on the paint in your room,
you can't say
shit. Yeah. Now, the one thing that does gross me out that a really close friend of mine, whose name I won't mention because he said, "Don't you fucking ever say my name on your stupid podcast," and then he called me an F slur. Is he and this is a dude that free balls too, never wears underwear, right?
Our tens of listeners will be judging you.
He constantly scratches his asshole through his jeans.
Cool.
It's like constantly scratches his asshole, but you never see him washing his hands after.
Oh, you mean that? Like reaching in?
No, through the denim.
I got you.
Like he's never like bare finger on bare portal scratching, but he's definitely through the jeans on his portal scratching. I'm like, shower. He's like, I showered yesterday. I'm like, you can shower every day. I sometimes shower twice a day. Normally I shower twice a day.
Wow.
It's like, then go wash your hands. Get some Purell something. Like, what are you doing? Like, you have a small child. You're like, what kind of example are you setting? And it's like, see, that I'll get fucking grossed out about. Or if I see someone take a shit, wipe their ass, and then not wash their hands. That's where people lose me. If you're going and taking a piss and you don't wash your hands, fine. I don't give a shit. Your dick's probably clean. It's been in your pants all day.
My dick is probably the cleanest part of my body.
Yeah, same. You know, it's unused, still in the package.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah.
On the shelf.
That's fine. But, like, if it's close to your fucking portal, on the portal that just had fucking protein logs coming out of it, dude, wash your fucking hands. I'm not even asking you to do a full scrub under the nails, like, decontamination wash.
Standard 20-second once over.
Yeah. You can just run under hot water. Who gives a fuck? Just something.
And that feels good.
Like, dude, it does feel good to scratch your asshole, but it also feels good to wash your hands.
Mm-hmm. Then you walk away double clean.
And he's also a nose picker too, so I'm like, you ever just, you know, he's willing to pick his nose, all of a sudden he's like,
what did you just say? No, before that, the word.
He's ever just picking his nose, and all of a sudden he brings his finger up, just like, yeah, I had a stroke mid-sentence. It happens. I'm fat and old. I don't live right.
You trailed off for a second.
I did. I'm sleepy.
Come on, Mumbles.
You had me up past my fucking bedtime, dude.
I didn't do shit to you.
I was out partying with the fucking outlaw last night.
Mm-hmm. I bet you were.
Scenic Ambler, Pennsylvania. Drinking gross tasting beer at Evan's house. I love you, Evan. He's scared to come on the show.
Oh.
Claims he's not interesting enough to be on the show.
Is he a good hang?
He's a fucking great hang.
Well, then what the fuck?
He's one of the funnest dudes in the world. And he's super interesting. He's been in more bands than you probably have ever even listened to.
Then what the fuck?
He can play every instrument and every instrument well, every genre well. He's like, there's nothing interesting about me. I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Then don't come on then.
Yeah.
Mr. fucking
wuss.
Humble. God
like,
damn it.
He's the only dude I know who can pull off wearing Teva sandals.
Did you say Teva?
Teva. This motherfucker, dude.
It's Teva.
Whatever. Oh, I'm sorry I don't know how to pronounce a fucking sandal. Fucking Sally.
I never heard Teva before.
Whatever.
That was cool.
Eat a dick.
That was nice.
But not only that, this is the drummer for Cancer Priest, Evan.
He's a monster.
He can blast beat in Tevas.
He's a monster. I watched him.
He can blast beat in flip-flops, sandals. I'm like, dude, like I can't even walk in a straight line with shoes.
Wasn't he wearing Crocs at the skate park show?
Probably.
I think he was.
Yeah,
because I commented on it. I was like, look at that fucking thing.
Yeah, he's always wearing some suspect ass shoes, and it's not like he's just lounging. He's playing like double bass, blasting, and just. There's nothing interesting about me. That's one thing right there that I could talk to you about for fucking hours.
Straight double pedal Jesus metal.
I was like, okay, you can do that while wearing the most heinous footwear ever. And it's like, yeah, like how? Like I couldn't even do the simple punk beat with that shit. What a fucking asshole. What's going on with the fucking news today, bud?
Oh man, I was excited for this.
Oh god.
We got some great stories today. Oh god.
I remember we had one I brought up like almost like the day after we recorded the last episode, but then I completely forgot what the fuck it was.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, good.
I did some homework.
Oh.
On it. So first we have a woman who sued a bar after getting so drunk that she blew up a $10 million home. I'll say that again. She was so bombed, she blew up a house. Those fucking Canadians.
How? How did she blow up the house?
So she caused $15 million in damages after driving drunk, crashing into a house and causing an explosion.
You know what they call that, right? Huh. That's the Anne Heche special. R.I.P.
I thought they called it a Canadian car bomb. This was after a Marilyn Manson concert at the Budweiser Gardens in Ontario.
I believe it. As soon as I heard that shit, I'd fucking want to drive into a house too.
After she got drunk at the show and got behind the wheel, let's see, she ran into a home, rupturing a gas line, triggering a massive explosion. It destroyed 4 houses and injured 7 people.
And she probably walked away unscathed?
I think...
Other than the emotional scar of having to sit through a Marilyn Manson set?
Yeah, there is that. The financial impact of her actions have been enormous, says the judge who sentenced her, estimating $15 million in damages total, including medical bills and all that shit. There are 2 police officers, firefighters, numerous injuries. One was forced to spend more than a week in the hospital. Let's see. She pled 4 counts. Pled guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving and got 3 years in prison.
Huh. You know what's funny? It's Canada, right?
Uh-huh.
If she would have said, look, I'm really sorry about this. I'm really sorry about what I've done. And the judge is like, well, I can see the sincerity in you. And just like, all right, but don't let me catch you here again.
All righty, bud.
Straighten up your act, all right?
She's trying to countersue the venue, and
I agree.
Ovation's Ontario Food Services, who supplied the liquor, because she believes that they share liability for the blast on the grounds, because staffers, quote, ejected her from the venue while failing to take steps to ensure that she would not drive home. So it's their responsibility to kick you out and then make sure you don't drive home if you're bombed?
I don't know how it rolls in Canada, but in the United States, someone who serves alcohol is supposed to know when to cut off someone. Mm-hmm. But once they cut the person off, they do that part, and the person leaves the property, they're not liable unless they blatantly overserved. Mm-hmm. So if this is only if this is in the United States. If in the United States and she can prove for a fact that she kept going up there sloshed and the guy kept giving her beers or whatever, then she has something to say. Other than that, no. But I don't know how Canada rolls.
Well, I don't think she can, unless she has some secretly great attorney. She doesn't stand a chance against the legal counsel of a fucking venue that big.
Dude, her legal counsel is just some guy covered in maple syrup.
Instead of a tux, he wears a flannel.
He's got all denim on, dude. He's got all denim in a suitcase full of Budweiser. Or, I'm sorry, Molson. My B. I got my cultural stereotypes wrong. But she should just sue them like, look, Your Honor, I was forced to sit through a 60-year-old man wearing face makeup and talking about how he has no friends, even though he has gajillion dollars. And then I decided I just wanted to end it all by driving into a house. I'd be like, yo, case dismissed. I mean, then again, she should be held accountable. It's like, yo, if your taste is that bad that you went to that, you kind of deserve bad things to happen to you anyway.
Yeah, it didn't even say if
and
she
it
got
should be
hurt
an
or
instant
not.
win in case the owners of all those homes like want to do like a civil suit of some sort. They should get an instant win. They're like, but Your Honor, she intentionally went to see Marilyn Manson in 2023. He's like, oh, that's a good point there. Just fucking lock him up, dude.
Oh, I don't
Lock
know,
her up.
bud.
Lock her up. Like, she said she was sorry, but she did go there intentionally. There's plenty of other, like, musical acts you can go see,
Rush.
Plenty of, did you see Rush? I don't know any other fucking Canadian bands.
Justin Bieber.
She can go see Bryan Adams. He's got that song from the Robin Hood movie. She could have gone to see that, but instead she went to go see some fucking retard that, dresses up like a 90s food court kid from the mall. Ugh. Oh, but did we mention he's also a sexual predator?
Yeah, and a
Fucking
horrible guy.
dork. Oh, Maryland.
Bad story. But the people whose houses it were shouldn't have to suffer anything. That sucks.
But I guarantee you, if you're like, yo, would you rather have all your worldly possessions in your own home be gone in a fireball,
Or
have Marilyn Manson play for you?
what
if Marilyn Manson like reaches out, is like, look, I heard about what happened after my show. I want to like help you guys out, so I'm gonna throw a benefit show for that to help raise money to get you guys all new shit. Nah, we're cool.
I'll see you in court, Brian.
Like, I'll take my smoking crater, bri. It's like, Jesus.
Piece of shit.
What a fucking zero.
I listened to enough Marilyn Manson in my sister's
Ugh.
car when I was a little kid.
Yeah, right.
Save it.
Yeah, right. That was your tape. Don't blame that fucking sweet lady for your fucking misgivings.
I never liked MM.
Marshall Mathers?
Sure.
What the fuck else you got?
Well, there's also Kent County, not Delaware.
Aw.
An orthodontist hired a forensic investigator who then turned him in for having child porn.
What did he hire the forensic investigator for?
So, let's see. Byron Township, Michigan. This orthodontist, Dr. Thomas Patrick Shannon, is facing criminal charges after investigators say he was found to have solicited sexually explicit photos from a minor in North Carolina through social media. The subject was supposedly a 17-year-old girl, but it was a cop.
That's entrapment. That's what that is.
Perhaps.
You know what it was? This dude just fucking sees this fucking 17-year-old girl. She's probably on the internet, smiling and shit. And he's probably just like, that bicuspid there, something's not quite right about it. It's not growing in how it should be. And he's like, look.
Is this a tooth joke?
Wait, and he's just like, so he DMs the girl. He's like, look, I'm a fucking, was he a dentist or
Orthodontist.
Orthodontist. He's like, I'm an orthodontist. I see what your problem there with your bicuspid. I think I can help. Just send me a closer up picture of the tooth. But it turns out the little harlot, all she had was just pictures of her taking loads in the mouth. So she didn't want to take a new one because she has a cracked iPhone 6.
Like some people.
Like some people in this room have. And she's like, well, all I got is these pictures of me taking loads in my mouth. So she sends him over to the orthodontist, like, well, he's going to have to make do with these pictures. And then all of a sudden, the cops just swarm in, dude. And he's like, I was trying to help. I wanted her to have a movie star smile.
Well, the 17-year-old he was talking to was a cop. It was somebody who was, out to get people doing such a thing. You know how they used to do in the chat rooms back in the day? That old gag.
So, honestly,
Well,
this 17-year-old should be arrested for becoming a cop while he's still underage.
Well, here's where it gets confusing.
Like, wait a minute, officer. You're not even old enough to be here. He's like, gee, mister, you sure are right.
Here's where it gets confusing.
Oh.
He hired a forensic investigator to examine his iPhone and iCloud accounts in an attempt to show there was no child porn stored on it. The investigator allegedly found a large amount of child porn in his data.
Yeah, how do we know, like, the forensic investigator and the orthodontist weren't boys, right? Like, say, like, look, say I'm an orthodontist, and I'm like, hey, Tom, you know, like technology and shit, right? Come check my phone. I think something's fucking wrong with it. And meanwhile, right before you come over to look at the phone, I'm like, downloading all this CP I can. Little 6-year-old getting shit or fuck, you know, then, hey, what do you think's wrong with my phone, Tom? You're like, oh, Jesus! You know,
What
like that.
the fuck?
And then then I'll just come out like from the closet like, gotcha, you know, just fucking.
But it's on your phone. Why does that affect me?
Because you had to look at it too.
Yeah, but it's your
I was
device.
going to look at it anyway.
Okay.
The only way to make a small hole bigger is with a pedophile.
Ew.
I know, right?
It allegedly included photos of minors under the age of 10 and sexually
Oh, God, they're getting lung cancer, poor minors.
sexually explicit photos of prepubescent and adolescent children. He had been doing this since 2019, seeking...
so he's an OG.
Yeah, through different social media apps and banking accounts to do so.
Oh. You can get child porn in your banking account, too?
Well, you got to buy it, I'm sure.
I know, I was just being a silly goose. See what happens when you keep me up past my bedtime?
You got the sleepy haws,
You
do
get the sleepy haws, dude.
Those are the best kind.
They are.
Search warrants were executed on his devices and accounts, allegedly discovering further images of naked boys and girls, including infants.
Well, at least he's all-inclusive.
He was charged with 8 felonies, including possession, distribution, and using a computer to commit a criminal act.
Damn, just like hackers.
Got him.
He's the zero cool of fucking child porn, dude. Damn. You could tell all the kids he molested because they all came out with braces.
I was trying to connect those dots somewhere. I'm glad you did that.
It's like
None of these kids are wearing
this
their
guy.
retainers.
This guy was like, "Hey, I have all this candy in my dusty van. And I get out, my butthole hurts, and all of a sudden I have nice brand new braces and headgear."
Make sure you keep that retainer in. Wink.
He does the braces too tight so they can't fucking open their mouths to blab on him.
Exactly. Those rubber bands are high test.
You go chattering to your mama there. I'm gonna tighten that thing even more.
Oh God.
Oh, fucking ghoul.
You are the cool.
Hey man, I'm just trying to bring perspective from the other side. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying.
You piece of garbage.
I'm trying. Hey man, I'm trying to be fair. All right. You got.
Why?
You gotta see it from their perspective too, man. 6-year-olds be delicious.
All right.
Oh, kill me. Oh, fucking A.
Hey, was that the girl from the first story?
The old H bomb. The post Manson H bomb. That's called now, dude. The post Manson H bomb.
You want to get into bird news?
What a fucking absurd question. When am I never ever not in the mood for bird news?
Now,
Tell me they found a new kind of bird.
Sort of.
Fuck yes.
A pigeon carrying a miniature backpack filled with drugs was captured in a prison yard.
If there is not a fucking picture, I'll give you that fucking thing right now. Oh, it's just a picture of the pigeon. I want to see him with a little backpack on.
I think in cuffs. His little wings and cuffs.
But you get to see him in an adorable little Jansport.
Is it blue?
It'd be funnier if it was a pigeon. If it was a pigeon in a full size like human Jansport, that'd be fucking sick.
Put an orange jumpsuit on the bird.
Put in a little orange Crocs and his orange jumpsuit.
Oh my God.
He'd be a jailbird.
Ooh.
So, dude, That is actually, I'm surprised nobody's, because everybody raises pigeons in cities.
Well, here's
Like
the
the
thing.
shitty cities. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, they can carry little messages on their ankles. Some forward-thinking dealer was just like, hey, man.
They fashioned him a little backpack to carry dime bags and shit.
So this not only is drug dealer is a drug dealer, but it probably has a sick Etsy page. You're like, yo, do you have a fucking pet at home that needs a sick backpack?
How about a shoulder bag for your dog?
Exactly. So there's like, look, all right, I can either send these little ankle messages to Civil War soldiers, or I can put a little book bag filled with dope and send them over to my dude that's chilling out on the corner.
Smugglers have gone backward in technology.
Have they?
Because as of late, the thing that they're intercepting the most with people trying to get shit over walls is drones. They said they intercept drones almost daily. So somebody went backwards in an attempt to thwart the authorities.
He would have gotten away with it too.
If it weren't for those meddling fucking kids.
Is that we're fleeing from the orthodontist? I mean, first they catch the smuggler, like the drug smugglers in South America, and their homemade submarines, and now they got America just had to one them up with their fucking we got pigeons with baby book bags.
Sadly, this is a Canadian story too.
They're fuck, dude.
Got us again. The officials reported capturing a pigeon carrying a quote tiny backpack filled with illicit drugs in a Vancouver prison yard, filled with crystal meth.
And the small pocket on the book bag had fentanyl test strips, so he was being responsible.
He's no
He wants repeat customers. He doesn't want them dropping dead after the first hit, dude.
he's no stool pigeon.
No boo on that. That was fucking good.
It was spotted by correctional officers doing their standard patrols. They initially spotted the bird with a package on it.
It was spotted by some lesbian in a Subaru out in a Vermont vacation. I was looking for the tufted titmouse, and I saw this pigeon go by with a book bag on.
Some snitch bird watcher.
Yeah. I just described my aunt, by the way. She's like, I was looking for a triple-breasted toucan, and what I found was crime.
Got more than I bargained for.
I mean, like, when it was intercepted, did they go, oh my God, this is horrible? Or were they like, aww?
You gotta laugh.
Yeah.
Because there's no chance you can trace that to a person. You gotta just catch that bird and be like, wow.
All right.
That's a good one.
You're a DEA agent. Do you, A, send the pictures of the jailbird in question to your superiors first?
No.
Or do you post it on, like, pigeon meme pages on Instagram first?
I'll tell you what, I would DM them pictures so that they could post them. But I would have the originals myself.
Yeah. I'd be like, you want to see something really cute? Aww. He's just trying to feed his pigeon family.
You have full license to post these. Do not tag me.
Damn, I just hope that fucking bird has, like, tattoos across its talons. It says, like, tough luck.
Fucking shit all down its breast and wing.
It's got a teardrop under its stupid black eye. No pupil having dum-dum.
Fucking tattoos covering its oil slick colored feathers. Pigeon's eyes are straight up red.
Well, you gotta think, you know that fucking pigeon was just fucking flexing on all the other pigeons that just sit in coops on the tops of, like, housing projects. Yeah. It's like, oh, you guys are here just fucking slumming it on top of this building? I'm out there stacking fucking paper, dude.
Watch this.
It's like, yo, man, did you see Cuddles come back, dude? He's got a fucking fresh rollie on his wrist, dude. I don't know what you would name a pigeon. Cuddles sounded good.
It's good. That's
Cuddles a pigeon? Mr. Wings? I don't fucking know.
Paul McCartney. Wings.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
That'll
I got it, and it still wasn't good.
That'll do.
That story is officially killed by Tom.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying either.
You just fucking started listening to the beautiful people, drove a car right into that bird. I really wish that story had... I want to see the photograph of the bird with the book bag on.
I want the book bag.
Could you just see them like, giving him the perp walk into the station, right? with little ankle chains on.
Yes.
And just all like the fucking like all the cops and like the receptionists and shit in the precinct are just like,
wow, look at him.
We gotta let him go, Judge. Just look at his little beak. I've got some drugs in my beak. Case dismissed. Bang the gavel. Oh, fuck, dude. If that motherfucker doesn't get his own Netflix documentary,
Ted,
if he doesn't get his 6-part Netflix documentary, well, we got all the fucking serial killers in the world, but a backpack bird, yeah, he needs this fucking series, dude.
Backpack Bird is tight in my book.
He's a fucking tight wolf ass dude.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm saving the best for last. Obviously, by now, I hope everybody has heard the story of police officer Megan Hall.
Oh, that's right. This fucking angel. This angel.
She was fired for having a sexual relationship with 7 other officers.
Yeah, she was.
At her place of work. Let's see.
Probably at her
Tennessee.
place of life, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Meg.
So, this article showed that all of the officers involved in said scandal, finger quotes, had like disciplinary records.
Right.
Some of them were straight up fired, and some of them weren't, just for being involved.
Just for crushing puss?
Yeah, exactly. That piece of garbage got fired first.
Aw.
Because, let's see, Laverne, the mayor received a tip that the officer was having intimate relationships with other members of the department, according to a 20-page report. Now that's
I'd probably jerk off that 20-page report.
That's a rat. If I ever heard one.
I'd probably pull meat to that fucking 20-page report.
Did you see Officer Hall?
Dude, not bad for a cop, dude. I mean, she's got that round, my dad might be my grandfather head, but I guarantee you she's thick-thighed as a motherfucker.
You know what? She probably is dragging a wagon.
I'm telling you, dude.
So she was hired by the police department in 2020 and fired because of the sex investigation.
How she spends her breaks is her own fucking business, dude.
So she thought, I suppose. In December 2021, she responded to these are her. She had a laundry list of complaints leading up to this. So they were I think they were looking for a reason to get rid of that girl.
So you're saying they sent all 70s officers in, like, yeah, go smash out Megan in the locker room so we can fire her. And each one of them were like,
all right,
I'll do it. I'll step in front of that bullet, sir.
They jumped on a grenade for sure. She responded to a threat of a gun in 2021. She hit a dip on the road and damaged her car, so she got a talking to. Got suspended without pay for 1 day. She was involved in a crash at an intersection because she tried to merge right, waiting for the vehicle in front of her to enter the flow of traffic.
Typical woman. She
thought the vehicle had accelerated when it had actually stopped. Probably, I guess she rear-ended it. Dum-dum.
So she's just paying it back.
She was required to be breathalyzed, and she passed. One day,
was she breathalyzed with something really long, black, and leaking?
We'll get there. Don't worry.
I don't remember these breathalyzers pulsating. And why is it attached to balls that look like a Doberman? Oh, fuck.
Don't ever besmirch Dobermans. I love them.
I love Megan. I love Officer Megan.
She seems whatever.
As far as I'm concerned, ACAB should have in parentheses except for Officer Megan Hall.
October 2022, she responded to an alleged assault, pulled out of the station, and tried to cross lanes of traffic with her lights and sirens on. Van didn't have time to yield and hit her car. And she was injured and transported to a medical center. And she was found at fault because she jutted out of the parking lot there, I guess. She was given 4-day suspension without pay.
So she just got in trouble for being a silly goose and a klutz.
Multiple times, yes.
Yeah.
So then she goes around getting some on the side.
And from what I read, she threw it around to every single officer on the night shift.
Next thing you know, she's fucking persona non grata. Fuck's that?
It's like, dude, the whole night shift was fucking this girl. I'm like, dude, first off, that's great for morale. They're not shooting black people if they're fucking Megan.
Yet.
They're shooting somebody, but it's up Megan's. Never mind. But how great would it be if that was Megan's, like, that's how she, like, took up. How many. Get my brain working. If this is how Officer Megan, a.k.a. Officer Angel, this is how she solved all the problems when she's out in the field there. She's like, you, stop selling drugs on the corner. And he's like, no. And she's like, and how about now? No. All right, unzips and just gets on top of him. How about now? All right, I'll think about it.
I am pretty sleepy.
Yeah. I could go for some Taco Bell, you know? And this guy's like, I'm going to kill myself and everybody in this building. And he's like, maybe I'll just nap, you know? Maybe things aren't that serious. Maybe I'll just chill a little bit. You know what I mean?
Now, did you see the officers that were fired?
Yes, a couple of them versus strapping dudes.
Versus the ones that got in trouble. Let's see if you recognize a pattern here.
Okay.
I'm going to go down 1 to 7.
Okay.
I couldn't get the pictures in order, but I numbered them.
Okay.
So, number 1.
I'll give you my review of each one.
We got Officer Seneca Shields. He was a cop for 10 years, was fired in connection to the investigation.
All right, first off, Seneca.
Number 1.
Has fucking the perfectly manicured facial hair.
Yes.
I think he looks like a fine gentleman, dude.
Yeah.
Black dude, big shoulders, probably got a healthy hog on him.
Let's see. He was reprimanded for using using a company computer to send a personal email, and his patrol vehicle was taken away from him previously for not getting an oil change. He was fired.
For being forgetful?
Yeah. In connection to the sexual charges, he was fired.
Aww.
Number 2, Sergeant Henry Ty McGowan. He was employed for nearly 2 decades. He was involved in previous sexual conduct investigation, but he was suspended without pay back then, and his rank was reduced. He was fired.
Now, you said 2 decades?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you a fan of the Lethal Weapon series? The movies?
I haven't seen him in a long time.
So,
but I'm aware.
just like Roger Murtaugh from those movies, he's getting too old for this shit.
Yes.
So, he's probably just walking around like a curmudgeon, and he definitely has that I'm about to shoot an unarmed suspect look to him. And Officer Megan, the hero Hall, was just like, he's obviously frazzled. I can handle this. Come here, bud. And just pulls him back into the locker room, fucking drains his balls, and sends him out. He's like, you know what? I got another 5 years of this shit in me. You know, let's go. Let's go fucking serve and protect.
This close to a fucking pension.
Yeah.
Number 3, Juan Lugo Perez. He was employed since 2018. He got a written warning for seizing a suspect's phone to get a search warrant without submitting or logging the evidence. Given a written warning, not activating his lights and sirens during a high-speed chase. Why he would chase somebody without lights and sirens, I don't know. But they didn't like that one bit.
I think his only crime is having one eyebrow. But since he does look vaguely Italian, I will say he's probably guilty.
That's officer number 3. He was fired.
Oh, officer number 4. I don't know his name yet, but he is handsome.
Officer number 4, Lewis Powell, was hired in 2008. He had no known disciplinary actions on his record.
He's got 3 stripes on his arm, dude.
Fired.
He's a canine cop. That means he hangs out with a good... Oh, dude.
I think you're looking at officer number 5.
Well, it says 4 next to him.
How can you tell he's a canine cop?
Because it says K9 on his fucking shirt.
Duh, shows how much I looked at the picture.
So with this guy here, I'm like, A, he hangs out with a good boy all day, so he can't be that bad.
No disciplinary
Good boy or good girl.
No disciplinary actions. Fired.
Do you think she threw something to the dog? No, let's not think about that.
No. She's too pure.
You probably let the dog watch, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Number
Take, earn
5.
your treat. Or just find 5. Oh, this fucking Peckerwood.
Larry Holiday, hired in 2016.
Another good boy cop.
Punished 2-week unpaid suspension. 2-week suspension related to the sex scandal. He will return to work as of 3 days ago.
The lone cracker.
Number 6, Patrick Magliocco.
Definitely a fucking Ginzo.
Hired in 2021. 2-week unpaid suspension. No known disciplinary actions. Not fired.
Damn. Oh, I can already tell number 7 got away with it too.
Number 7, Gavin Schoberl.
Ugh. No one named Gavin's ever going to do anything good for the world.
Absolutely not. I don't care how cool your son is. You shouldn't have named him that.
Yeah.
Let's
I think
see.
worse if you name him like Chase.
No disciplinary actions.
What?
1 week unpaid suspension.
This kid looks too fucking young to even get boners.
Now, officers number 1 through 4, officers number 5 through 7. Notice anything?
No, 1 through 4, brown to black, obviously.
How about 5 through 7?
You also know something else? Most of them had longer tenures than the white cops that got away pretty much with a slap on the wrist.
I mean, I'm no fucking cop sucker, but they had pretty minor infractions as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Especially the guy that had none.
Yeah.
Except for in a moment of weakness, he wanted some fucking pussy.
Some sweet huss.
Yeah. You want that cop pussy? Do you want that kapussy? I mean,
To protect and serve.
I mean,
indeed.
they're shooting less civilians if they're too busy fucking.
Yes.
She's doing a hell of a thing for morale and getting cops less agitated so they're less inclined to shoot other people. I think she should be mayor.
I didn't hear one report of a shooting in this entire thing.
I want to hear every one of those cops get asked, was the pussy worth it? And I guarantee every single one of them was like,
Hell yeah.
she had a tank. She had a tank, son. Dude. Can you imagine this fucking cop bukkake going on back there? She's got to hold up the riot shield to block all the semen heading her way.
Oh, God.
These are the people that are hard to protect us. And, well, at least Officer Megan's doing a great job. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm no longer saying to get on the ACAB chip anymore. I'm a blue line guy now.
Oh?
Just for Officer Megan. She's an angel. She's a go-getter. Not a very good driver, but she is a woman. Mm-hmm. So, we'll forgive her.
She didn't ask for that.
Dude, she's going to get so many offers after this, though. You know that?
Oh, yeah. She's basically set for
All the
life.
dudes that got fired and could become alcoholics, wife beaters, and just be all downhill from then on out. Officer Megan will be getting fucking calls from like porn places, and
dude, she'll
be getting offers out the ass, dude.
She probably already picked up a manager.
Someone's already fucking working on the movie about it.
We're not stupid. I know that happened.
Yeah, so she'll be fine. Like roses.
She'll be fine. Then she's like, I don't have to be a cop anymore. Yeah. This is great.
And see, they fired her. And now these 3 fucking cracker-ass cops here that did get to keep their jobs, they'll go on to shoot somebody unarmed. And people are like, well, what happened? Like, you got rid of Officer Megan.
Oh, maybe this.
You got rid of Officer Megan, and now look what happens.
Maybe this even. They're gonna exact revenge on the 4 who did get fired because they got her fired.
Oh. And since they're not cops anymore, those black dudes are civilians now.
That's right.
All this could have been avoided if you just let that little champion Megan carry on with her fucking business.
My spidey sense is tingling.
The one box that was empty in that police station, the one box that was empty.
Not Megan's.
The complaint box. So I believe we've learned something today. Every office needs a slam pig. Whether it be male or female, every office needs a slam pig.
You know, my spidey sense is tingling. The officers that did get fired, I think we're going to see some body cam footage from the other 3 coming pretty soon.
Oh, dude. I hope the officers that got fired use the body cam footage press it to fucking DVD or put it on the internet and reap all the fucking benefits.
Oh, speaking of body cam footage, where's their fucking footage?
Right? Like, what do you want to see? The fucking chubby Italian guy and the two white guys? No.
No.
I want to see the fucking dark dudes with the big fucking honking Yule log dicks.
I want to see Idris Elba Jr., aka
Yeah.
aka Officer Seneca.
Oh, Seneca, dude, I would fucking watch that shit.
He's beautiful.
He was, dude. He's probably got like abs like a riverbed. Oh, dude. Never been ashy his entire life, dude. Just fucking just a gleaming ebony warrior.
Moisturized.
Oh, dude. He just steps out, fucking just arced up, ready to go. Officer Seneca's got a future in the fucking business too, if he plays his cards right.
Honestly, yeah, he is good looking enough.
To avoid getting shot by the other cops that didn't get fired, he does all his porns wearing a Kevlar vest.
Yeah, just move.
True.
Just move. They won't.
Yeah. Gotta give shout out to Seneca, man.
Yeah.
Oh, old Sensen.
Oh, now I don't have to fucking salute him. He's not a.
You don't have to salute him now.
I don't have to salute him.
He's a fellow coxman like you, though.
Sure.
You guys probably got equal sized pieces. I've heard talk, dude. They're like, yo, Tom's hung like a Nubian. He's hung like a Nubian cop, dude. He said you're hung like a cop from Zimbabwe, dude. I was like, damn, I believe it.
I've only known 2 Senecas in my life. One of them is a cool little is a shout out to Ed Tweed, listener, friend of the show.
Hi, Ed.
His second youngest, cool kid, and Officer Seneca.
I went to school with a kid named Seneca who read comic books, and he was one of the only friends I had to talk about comic books. And I fell out of contact with him probably 8th grade, and then I was out of high school, way out of high school at this point, and Jehovah's Witnesses come up to my door, knock on it. I'm like, fuck, open the door, and it's him.
Ah.
I was like, yo!
They got him.
And he's just like, yo! No, he was always one of them. Even in school, he was one of them. And instead, he's like, I'm like, dude, come in. Didn't talk about fucking this stupid Watchtower shit once. We talked about the Avengers. Dude, and it was fucking great. I was like, I got to back in contact with, I haven't seen him since, but still.
That's a nice.
I mean, how sick would it be? Like, Jehovah's Witnesses come to your house, and you're like, fuck, this is annoying. And they probably like, do you have a minute to talk about the Fantastic Four? You're like, yeah!
I have no minute. I have hours.
Get your ass in here, boy. Damn. He probably would have fucked up Megan's pussy, too, dude.
Your Seneca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 7 foot. Dude, he was like 7 foot in 8th grade.
Ew.
He's one of those dudes. You're like, dude, what fucking island are you from, dude? Not the people. Like, which one was your stone head on? Then you just fucking erected yourself out of the sand. Damn. Just give him a canine cop, dude. You would have been pounding out puss alongside the other Senecas. So, basically what we learned from this is everybody named Seneca probably has a gigantic ding-dong.
Yep.
And rails out chubby white cops named Megan.
At least they eventually will.
Yes. If you do that, if your name is Seneca and you're listening to this show, and you got a big piece and you got a thing for cops named Megan with tank asses, make sure your union has good legal representation so you can maybe get away with your pension.
That is a major faux pas on the police union on their
I know,
part.
right?
How the fuck didn't they get away with it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it is glaring. Especially when the fact that like all the young cops had like 6 months in, 2 years in. All these other dudes are fucking like veterans. Mm-hmm. I don't want to sound like a bootlicker, but if the dude was in there fucking crushing out fat girls, that's what I want to be doing. So yeah, God bless Megan. I hope she shoots someone just so we can have in our evil tits segment.
Wow. Foreshadowing. That's for Megan.
But I hope she shoots that evil orthodontist in his child porn problem.
Absolutely. Fuck you, Dr. Thomas Shannon, whatever the fuck.
Reminds me to lock my phone better. Wink.
Oh, boy. What do you think? What else you got?
I got nothing.
You want to get into some homework?
We should.
Okay.
We had mutual homework.
That's right. You want to start with that?
Yeah, we should probably start with that, dude.
I just watched it again.
Finally dropped, dude. Andrew Santino cheeseburger.
Yep. And I heard, obviously he's been on every podcasts that we like promoting the thing.
Yeah, for like the last month, yeah.
Yeah, and I heard him hint at the fact that he got into what the meaning of cheeseburger was, and
Yeah.
he explained it in a joke, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a good point.
I would have even liked it if it was just like, fuck, I'm calling my special cheeseburger.
Even if
Suck
he
a dick. Yeah.
even if it had no meaning, I'd be
Yeah.
like, yes, solid.
I also liked in all the interviews he's been doing podcasts where he mentioned he's going to live in New York for a while.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what comes of that because he's
my
gonna
favorite
get
West Coast dude coming over here. Like, yeah, dude,
he's gonna get even funnier,
absolutely. Because I don't give a shit. He's the funniest dude on the West Coast right now.
bar none.
He's fucking great. Now the special. You know me, I was fucking stoked for this shit. I was fucking stoked for it. It had some low spots.
Did you find that it got kind of clapter-y?
Yes.
That's one of my notes because he was kind of audience serving a little bit. And that was my one major critique.
But all in all, I thought it was a fucking great special.
I thought it was fucking solid.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck it is about specials on Netflix. I can't watch them sometimes. I can't pay
Honestly,
attention.
I think if they would have edited it down to like a 45-minute special, thrown it on YouTube, probably would have done better.
I almost guarantee it would have done better if that happened.
And it's not that the material's bad, it just seemed like the crowd stunk.
Well, that's like I think I'm spoiled from going to comedy clubs, and so many of our favorite specials are filmed in clubs. They seem so much better.
Yeah.
It did look great,
Yeah.
and he looked like he was fresh off the golf course, which I kind of liked. And I liked his set design too. It was real simple. It reminded me a lot of This Room, but less murdery, I guess.
Yeah, but he kept it. Also kept it real with his whiskey bar.
Yeah, exactly.
His little table behind him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It was just right. Let's see. Each premise I thought got better and better. Like I can see how much he built this out.
Yeah.
And worked on it because all last year leading up to the end of the year, and I think some of 21 too. All the comics that we respect on other people's podcasts were like, you know who's got the best hour, who's touring right now? And everybody said Andrew.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Turtle, move straw, float. Turtle, move. Straw, float. Ocean big.
Yeah.
Killed me.
Yeah.
And how about that closing joke?
I forgot it already.
He's like, and you know what the best part is? I made it up.
Yeah.
I've heard somebody else do that trick before too, but man, that was good.
Yeah. I don't know if it was because I went into it just expecting I was going to get the greatest special of my life. But maybe if I had just gone into it a little bit more with more reasonable expectations. But I'm still giving it an 8.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 8. I will definitely watch it again at some point.
Oh yeah, same. And because you're reminding me of jokes that I forgot about already, because I watched it the day it came out and didn't rewatch it. I think if he had done it in front of a better, if he had done it in front of like a better crowd, it probably would have done a lot better.
Maybe if the room wasn't so big. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know anything
I'd
about
rather
that.
watch a comedian kill to like 300 people in a dinky club than, thousands of people in an auditorium.
Yeah. 1,200 plus is too fucking big for me. But, I wish I knew how big Helium was. I think Helium is my favorite club.
Because you're there every weekend?
That too, but... I mean,
Because them chicken fingers?
Dude, they're fucking solid. Magooby's is way up there too, but Magooby's is bigger of a room, but you can hardly tell. It still has like a club feel.
I
like
have
that room.
never been there.
We will be there on a future episode.
That's right.
We're going to see Stoner Dads live in April. It's going to be fucking sick. I can't wait.
Are we doing a road pod that day?
Absolutely.
Yes. It's going to be so stupid.
Maybe a little bonus episode?
A little boner episode?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so stupid.
Thank you, Megan.
I don't know who Megan is.
Hall. Officer Megan Hall.
Oh, God bless her.
I want to thank her for her services.
I back her blue, dude. I back her until she's fucking blue.
Now, Now, as far as our individual homework, you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I think you should start because I think once I get into the musical side, you're probably going to want to change your answer about what I gave you. Start comedy first, though.
Okay. Adam Rowe, Imperious. His accent was funny. He has a fucking thick as shit Liverpool accent.
He's a Liverpudlian.
Liverpool. Opening joke was great. I thought it started off really strong, but it fell off for me.
The middle sags.
Yeah, big time.
The beginning's great, the end's great. The middle's kind of sags a little bit.
I tried watching it a second time, and he must be huge over there.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I mean, he's not like theater or like Bill Burr huge or anything like that.
I mean...
But like, he's definitely one of the bigger acts in the UK.
See,
I don't know how well he does outside of the UK, though.
I'd never even heard his name before,
Yeah.
but I consider myself a comedy fan. But
His pod's like one of the biggest ones in the UK.
I couldn't imagine listening to that voice that much.
I've listened to a few, like I've probably about 10 episodes of it. Once you kind of figure out what the fuck the slang means in some parts, it helps. But if you go into a fresh face, like the first 2 episodes I listened to, I'm like, huh? But once you figure out, oh, this means this, and honestly, a couple times I did Google, like, what the fuck does this mean? And then he explains it to you, and it's like just different terms, the same shit we say.
What's a poofta?
Yeah, and it's just, but yeah, I thought it was good, and like it was like when I first dipping my toes into, like, 'cause you got your top tier UK comedians, you got your Ricky Gervaises, your Jimmy Carrs, and shit like that, and then there's like I never really got to the tier below that or below that.
Yeah.
So I started watching his podcast, which is called Have a Word, just to dip my toes into what the UK has going on.
Because if he's having people on and he's that big, they must be equal-ish.
Yeah. The other
Makes
dude
sense.
he does the podcast with is really funny. His name is Dan Nightingale. He's pretty funny, and his accent's easier to work around.
Yeah.
It's a little clearer for us Yanks.
Yeah.
So.
I thought it was good, not great. I gave it a 5.
Oof.
I thought it was okay at best because I've seen people like local people in this area funnier than him.
We're also in an area where
we are spoiled.
Yeah.
So that's fair. But
yeah.
I don't know that I'd watch it again, but I would watch his output again, but
yeah. That's fair.
I wasn't a fan of that special.
All right.
5. Nothing to write home about.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Before we get in, since the 2 musical homeworks we had was each of our favorite albums.
Uh-huh.
So what I'll do, I'll go next and do the comedy, and then we'll jump into music.
That's what I thought we were doing.
Okay. Now, Steve Hofstetter, I fucking forget the name of the show.
Recipe.
The Recipe, yes. Very slow. And it's definitely a one-man show style comedy special. It's got jokes, but it's more of a one-man show than a comedy special.
I warned you.
Now, I think I would have liked it better if I was familiar with his output before that. Like, I'd never heard of the guy until you mentioned it last week. But he definitely had some solid jokes, but the poignant parts just drug on for me. It was just slow.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to check out some of his strictly stand-up to see what he's about, because some of his the parts that were funny were really funny, but
he can write a joke.
Yeah, definitely. And there were some great stories. He's a good storyteller too, but just overall it just drug for me. And I have to echo what you said about the Adam Rowe special. I gave it a 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely do want to check out his strictly stand-up stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of his output also.
Yeah. It was entertaining, but quite a few times I was hitting buttons to see how much longer it was, which is something I don't like to do.
Yeah.
Because that just, even though sometimes I may not be meaning to do that, it's just me, my brain telling myself, you really don't like this that much. So
it's your brain being like, is this ending soon? Or
yeah.
is he gonna get to something else
Yeah,
in the next
I'm
10
bored.
minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was hoping it wasn't just my. Did you just fart?
Nah.
It wasn't me, was it? Oh. So
Stroke again.
yeah, it's that's
Stroking
fucking
out.
stroking kicking in again. Do you want to go over the record first? Or do you want me to go over CKY first?
I have a bad feeling about this. I'll go first. I just know it. I'm not all right. My assignment was Helmet's Aftertaste,
Okay.
which you call your favorite
Album.
album. Period.
It's my favorite piece of music released. Uh-oh.
I'm not typically impressed by guitar effects pedal bands, but I didn't mind theirs. Like like I started, like I'm a drummer, but I started playing guitar, so I understand whatever, like overdrive, like.
Let me sidetrack you real quick. When you made that CKY playlist for me under the Tom Alderson YouTube name,
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. I forgot to save it to my YouTube things to listen to later. So I just did a YouTube search for Tom Alderson, and I found videos from like 8 years ago. It just said Tom Alderson was the name of the YouTube page, and it was just some kid playing guitar.
Interesting.
What were you doing 8 years ago, Tom?
8 years ago, I was infirmed. To 8 years ago.
Oh, that's right. You're retarded. then.
Actually, no. This time, 8 years ago, I was on a full U.S. tour. It was sick, too.
You sure you weren't making YouTube videos? You fucking playing a Stratocaster? Oh,
I was full on drumming back then.
that was some faux Tom Alderson out there, dude. You better
I would also never play a Fender guitar.
Oh,
Gay.
Calm down, buddy.
I like
oh shit, Bam Bam's gonna fuck you up.
I like pointy guitars. I think they look cool.
all the points, dude.
So
ahead. I'm sorry.
anyway, I'm not typically impressed by guitar effects because I'm not a fucking plebe.
Right.
But I didn't mind theirs. I thought they were tasteful. Like there are bands like fucking U2. People are mind blown because the Edge is just like, oh wow, with his fucking pedals, and if you look at his hands, he's barely playing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this jackass doing? And meanwhile, 200,000 other people are like, yes, here's all of my money.
His name is
like-
The Edge, bro.
Kind of gay.
I ain't gonna front, dude. First couple YouTube records are fucking smokers.
I mean, I have a copy of the Joshua Tree. It's
My man.
solid.
My man.
I have that CD in my room.
Don't front. That shit's good.
I bought it because it's good.
Somebody whose name wasn't The Edge couldn't make something that good.
So instrumentally, I thought this record was great. They're definitely a blueprint of cock rockers to follow, especially the vocal
Cock
style.
rockers.
Like the people who mimic what Helmet did are cock rockers to me.
I don't know how to take that.
Like there's obviously like Marble in the Mouth, like Pearl Jam copies that came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side of things of people who try to be Helmet. That's cock
I wouldn't
rock
call
to
that
me.
cock rock.
Well,
Cock rock's like fucking Aerosmith.
they're kind of OG cock rock if you think about it though.
Now you're comparing my favorite band to Aerosmith?
No, this is not a comparison of Helmet to Aerosmith. The two are mutually exclusive.
Helmet will never be as good as Aerosmith, bro.
What? Aerosmith stinks.
Aerosmith fucking rules.
Oh my
dude.
god. You're a victim
Simple
of your
words,
generation.
dude. Love in an elevator.
Fuck.
Only the poet laureate could come up with words like that. I don't fucking like Aerosmith, you dick licker. I just don't like you fucking comparing my favorite band to cock rock. Then again,
I didn't
shouldn't-
compare them. I said cock rock is trying to be Helmet.
And here's something I will say detrimental to Helmet. Along with Pantera, they're also the impetus for a lot of new metal bands.
That makes sense.
A lot of new metal bands.
I can hear that for
sweated
sure.
the old Helmet records a lot.
I'm sure
I
Helmet.
don't blame them. I blame Pantera, but I don't blame Helmet just because I'm one of those guys. I'm an asshole.
I'm sure Helmet has a lot of babies out there.
Oh yeah. Oh fucking hey, dude.
A bunch of chain necklace babies.
When their first fucking like record, like big record, when Meantime first went big, there was imitators out the fucking ass, dude.
Mm-hmm. And then Betty is massive.
And then a lot of them got way bigger than Helmet did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Helmet is not the biggest band in the world.
Not at all.
Meanwhile, they did a lot of the shit that these bands copied originally.
Because they were never like a showy band.
Yeah.
Like they were talented, but they were never like overdoing it. They were never like fashionistas or anything like that. They were just like four normal looking dudes playing heavy jams.
It's something in the sound tells me that they're like gray t-shirt, blue jeans guitar players.
Pretty much, yeah.
That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Normal haircuts.
Yep.
You know, no makeup.
Maybe one member has a jacket. Tops. We have
but it's a light jacket, dude. It's a full jacket.
We have a one jacket quota on stage.
It's light. It's like a windbreaker with a zipper.
And let's see, what else did I say? I could see any of the songs on this record being on the radio and being hits.
Some of them were.
And my last note, if you don't take your homework assignment, especially after hearing the first song, Pure,
yeah,
you get poopy marks on your report card.
Why?
Because they're cousins.
No way. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yes, they are.
Fuck out of here with that shit.
You better listen again. There's a lot of similarities.
All right.
A lot.
None.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I hate you.
It won't enter my rotation, but I liked it a lot.
You're going to hate the next couple minutes. All right. You gave me the band Can't Kill Yourself.
I've been thinking about this for 3 days. I'm sure I'm going to be fine.
You sent me... First, you gave me an album.
Yeah. And then
you're like,
oh, this is behind the scenes.
Then you made me a curated playlist of your favorite songs of theirs.
A little behind the scenes. I detracted from the homework assignment. I assigned him Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild straight through, but then I was like, to give him an idea of why they're my favorite, I'll just make a playlist of what my favorite songs are of theirs, and it's kind of a mixture of that record, Answer Can Be Found, and then there's one old song on there too.
Now, being the fucking overachiever that I am, I personally reviewed every single song separately. And thus, here we go.
All right.
The first CKY song, Sink Into the Underground, sounds like it would be an after-school special about a skater kid whose dad is really mean to him. Sick prog rock riff, 0 out of 10.
Oh, man.
Ugh, dude. Like, that is the worst fucking guitar tone I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'm not a tone nerd. Thin doesn't, which is a word I can never use, doesn't begin to describe that oof.
Of all the bands that you listen to and like, you don't see any similarities in their sound.
None.
I think you're broken.
None, except for a little bit of Clutch. You can tell those dudes like Clutch.
Those bands loved each other back in the day.
Ugh.
They did a lot of shows together.
Next song, Flesh into Gear. Same as above, but underwater this time. And somehow the guitar tone is even thinner. At least the song is short, 0 out of 10. Track 3, Attached at the Hip. This asshole really likes whispering his lyrics. The main riff starts off good, then devolves into something Rush would leave on the cutting room floor, 0 out of 10.
Rush? All right.
Yeah. Next song, Shock and Terror. Skateboard Steve is tired of being pushed around by jocks. Writes song in his composition book during study hall. More whispering, more prog rock, 0 out of 10. Suddenly Tragic, which is the next song there. Skateboard Steve tells Jock to stop picking on nerdy art babe. Gets a lunch tray dumped onto his head.
See, these all sound like funny anecdotes, not song reviews.
Sounds like that Pardon Me While I Burst into Flames song. Sick drum fills, Lars. 1 out of 10. Dress in Decay. Ayo fam, make my guitar tone sound like Nintendo. Hot Babe asks Skateboard Steve to prom, but it's a prank. Song is 3:16, but Stone Cold would not approve. 1 out of 10. Familiar Realm. Song wasn't bad until that solo hit. I've never wanted to fight a guitar tone ever in my life. 3 out of 10. Oh, here it turns around now, dude. Turns around now.
I'm not excited.
Lost in a Contraption.
Great song.
This sounds like an altogether different band. I wish the other song sounded more like this. Skateboard Steve's dad reveals that he used to get bullied too. They finally hug. 4 out of 10. That...
Oh, it's much better.
Each song was like... This shit guitar riffs. You couldn't even hear a second guitar. Like, I don't even think the other dude was even fucking playing. I think he's just there because his guitar says CKY on it. I will give them one thing. The bass tone was pretty decent. The drumming was boring. And every single vocal part was... like... No. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then you're like, oh, the bands you like this. I don't understand where you were finding that, but I was not seeing it all. The clutch shit, some of it, I could see what you're saying, definitely. If that dude's guitar should be smashed over his head for that fucking tone. It is thin, weak, and just, ugh. It's just, ugh.
See, the bedroom practice amp kind of sound is what I like about it.
That is the worst part.
It's not thin.
That's like saying, oh, my favorite part about the Holocaust was the gas chambers. It's like,
God.
Instead of saying like, oh, I like the free train ride. It's like, it was bad.
Fine.
Sorry. But Skateboard Steve and his dad hugged in the end, so that worked out. The last song, I was like, this is not the same band. Like, there's like almost no guitars in it whatsoever. It's pretty much just like organ, bass, and drums. I'm like, all right, minus the vocals, this is pretty good. This is all right. Like, if all the songs sounded like that last song, I would have been way more on board. It still would have gotten like a 5 or a 4. But I was just like, all right, I like this. This is okay.
Did you get to the
I listened to every song all the way through.
So you did get to like and
I listened to every song all the way through. I did not skip anything.
In the older song, Lost in a Contraption.
I don't know what it was in order.
It was the last one.
That's older than the other songs?
Yes.
Okay.
Much older. It's not a solo, but it's kind of like a bridge. It's like a riff that repeats 4 times.
Yeah.
That riff is fucking sweet.
Yeah. And it's like, for some reason, his guitar doesn't sound like fucking paper on that. Like, that song was not bad. I'm like, what happened? What the fuck happened, dude? It was... Oof.
Maybe you have different ears than me.
Yeah. Sorry. It happens.
Yeah, fuck it though.
Yeah.
They're not the most popular band in the world. So I get it.
They are in this area.
Yeah, but they're ooh, good job.
I mean,
you have fans in Newcastle and Chester County.
Honestly, I don't think there's any kid your age that wasn't or isn't a fan of CKY.
Maybe to some degree.
To some degree, like CKY. At one point. They may not admit to it, but they did. When that fucking stupid show or those skate videos were out, everybody was all about that band. A lot of my friends, a shit ton of my friends, are all about that shit. So they must have been doing something right. It just never hit me. I think, honestly, is because of how old I am.
Maybe it would have grabbed you
if I was 10 years younger, yeah, probably.
Who knows?
You know what I mean? And if you were 10 years older, maybe Helmet would be more like maybe more for you. So, whatever. It is what it is, sir. Now,
I've heard that somewhere.
I know. It's a pretty popular term. I came up with it. Yeah. When I was like 6. But I got some shit for you this week.
Oh yeah.
I got some shit for you. I know it's early, but this is already my favorite special of the year. And I think it's going to be hard to knock off the list. Though, up on the side, March, Jay Okerson, Dog Belly comes out.
What a funny name.
I don't know what the story is, but I can't wait to find out.
Oh, man.
I cannot wait to find out. I listened to, not the most recent, but one of the recent episodes of Legion of Skanks, and he said, yeah, it's coming out in March. It's called Dog Belly Live at Skankfest.
Man, you know what else, too? Not to just to detract for a second. If we're talking about Big J, specifically, you know why I'm double looking forward to that special? Just to see him not do crowd work. And not to say that I don't enjoy when he does crowd work. I've seen him do 2 shows of just crowd work, and I laughed the whole time.
His crowd work is impeccable,
but
I don't think he puts enough shine on his actual stand-up, which is equally as good.
Yes! That's why I'm looking forward to that.
Speaking of that episode of Legion of Skanks, it was pretty funny. Jay Okerson and that dude he does the SDR show with, Ralph Sutton, the guy who owns Gas Digital.
Yeah.
They were
Ralph.
They went to the AVN Awards, the Adult Video thing awards.
Oh, now.
And they were getting they were nominated for like best podcast or whatever.
Huh.
They didn't lose. And on Legion of Skanks, they were like, Luis Gomez was like, Jay, you're so fat, you were probably nominated. And it's so fucking stupid. But god damn it, I was laughing my fucking ass off at it.
God damn it.
He's like, good. You're so fat, you were nominated. That's fucking good. Anyway.
If that wasn't such a fucking well-written 10-year-old joke, man, that's funny.
Which is my fucking... That's my mindset, dude. If it's geared for 80-year-old men or 10-year-old boys, that's where you hit me.
Damn.
But anyway, back to my homework I'm signing you.
Is
a special by another fucking ginger and a Canadian, but we won't hold it against him. Nathan Macintosh.
Ooh.
Money Never Wakes. On YouTube, it's about 45 minutes long. I didn't stop laughing the entire time. I had to stop to catch breaths. I've watched it 7 times since I talked to you. My first text to you was like, yo, I just watched the special of the year already. That was the first time I watched it. I watched it 6 more times after that, including this morning. It is balls out one of the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. The dude is fucking wild, first off. He's constantly looks like he's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. He's like just jittery as fuck. But god damn, he's funny. He does remind me of Bill Burr a little too much sometimes, but whatever.
Is that the ginger thing?
Also, some of his deliveries pretty much kind of on that too. You can tell he's heavily influenced by it, and sometimes he doesn't really give a fuck if he's wearing on a sleeve or not.
So he's not a Bill Burr baby, but he's maybe a nephew.
But he's got the fucking material to back it up, dude. Just when you get to the joke about the Rockefellers, text me immediately. Because I want to know. Because that was one of the fucking greatest, funniest bits I've heard in forever. And it has one of the funniest pieces of crowd work ever. Just why he's talking to a guy, and every single joke in the special revolves around money and how we honestly, the everyday person doesn't understand it and how it works. So it all kind of has like a theme, and the theme is money.
Money never waits.
And wakes.
Wakes.
Yes.
Okay, wakes.
It's a play on that stupid Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps or whatever.
Oh, whatever.
So he's just going to this guy. He's like you, sir, you work in finance, right? You know, you don't understand it. You don't understand how money works. And the guy's just like, yup. And he just goes, well, all right. And then just instantly moves on. Like, he just instantly understands that he has a dud. And instead of taking it out of the special, he just leaves it in there. And for some reason, that made me love it even more. You got to just don't listen to it, watch it. Just to see the look on his face when the guy's just like, yup. And he's like, all right. It's just super fucking funny.
All right. Let me like take that in for sure.
Yeah, I was like in tears. Like constantly hitting the 15 seconds back button because I kept laughing over the next joke. It's rapid fire. So many jokes fitting into only 45 minutes. It was fantastic. Now, musically, I gotta ask you a question. Are you a fan of the band Crowbar?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of the band Life of Agony pre-COVID?
Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely pre.
Okay, this band is from the 90s, but imagine if those two bands fucked. This would be their baby.
These days they could fuck.
Oh, good point. And I would watch it and probably pull one out. Now, this band is called, from upstate New York, and they're called Section 8.
The Troy Core band?
Yes.
Now, before you start on this, you ever been knocked out at a show?
I've only been knocked out twice in my life, so no.
Me, at a show, I've been knocked out twice.
Right.
One of them was at the Life of Agony show when they had just gotten back together when Mina had freshly transitioned.
Right.
Like 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Got knocked out that show.
Did you manage to not become a mush brain after it this time?
I did.
You are an accident-prone motherfucker, dude.
I was fine.
I can't wait for you to be like, yo, listen to that fucking record you recommended to me. Then I fell down and then smashed my fucking forehead.
I am not accident prone.
You are, dude. You're like a fucking top-heavy baby. You know those like paint buckets that have the picture on the side of the baby falling into it? That's your baby picture. That's you, dude. They had to do that because...
Lies.
They had to do that because 30-plus years ago, sweet Janice, the Wiccan goddess, just happened to be, putting some spackle up, not thinking anything of it. And obviously she turns around, and in her spackle bucket is 2 little plump baby feet just kicking around there because top-heavy Tom had to fucking fall in there. Anyway.
Section 8.
Section 8. The album's called 9 Ways to Say I Love You.
Oh, nice.
And it's got the super heavy, slow, groovy sound of like Crowbar mixed with hardcore, but it's got the crooning vocals of like Life of Agony. And you call it the Troycore sound, but yeah, it is that. But they're probably, them and Straight Jacket are the top shelf of that whole 90s Troy and upstate New York area hardcore scene.
Speaking of upstate New York and Troy...
God damn, that stinks.
Haha, fuck you. Specifically.
God damn, you should get a fucking fan over there so I can join that faster. You farted like 5 minutes ago, dude, and it just hit me.
Yeah. The second band who I was knocked out at was a Stigmata set.
Oh, another great one. Yo, Stigmata, I'm sorry, man. They have one good record.
Hymns of...
Yeah. But... as far as I'm concerned, they can retire on that record and never play again, and I'm fine with that. I'm like, look, you guys dropped a pure, uncut gem, and you don't need to make more music. I don't care how bad the other stuff is.
Boy, do I love that record.
It's great. I hate the Cro-Mags, but the song they have with Harley from Cro-Mags on that record, one of the coolest songs ever. I was like, yo, this song is fucking great. Anyway, enough Stigmata. Section 8, 9 Ways to Say I Love You.
Nice. I'll enjoy that.
Yeah, you should. What do you got for me?
So, musically, I'm going to... Actually, I'll start comedy, since you did.
All right.
I'm going to give you a 45-ish minute YouTube special.
Too long?
Right up your alley. Anthony DeVito.
Oh, I have seen it, but I will rewatch it because it's been a while.
Brain Noise.
Yes.
It just came out 7 months ago.
Yes, I've seen it, and I enjoyed it, but I will listen again to refresh myself because I only watched it once.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I did not have a backup waiting.
It's funny. He was another dude I slept on because for some reason I just looked at him. Like I saw him on a podcast, and I just saw his face and his haircut, and I was just like, nope.
Oh, man.
And I was like, this guy looks like a jerk off.
He's a good-looking guy.
And then I actually caught him on a podcast, and I was like, you know what? I got nothing else to listen to or watch right now. Fuck it. Let's just go through it. And he was killing it. He was just on fire. I was like, this dude is fucking hysterical.
He's funny.
And then he was actually on it to promote
that
special.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to watch it. And I enjoyed it. And I ate my words. I was proven wrong.
Okay.
I made an assumption about a dude with a goofy haircut and an Italian.
DeVito.
Yeah. So, but
Well, since you've seen it, I'll also watch it, and we can both break it down.
I do want a refresher. I will watch it again.
Right.
I couldn't tell you a single bit from it because it's been that long since I watched it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do you got for me musically, though?
Musically, I'm going to give you a goth record.
Ooh.
And that's Clan of Xymox.
I have heard the name. I do not know. It's Xymox, right?
Bingo. First try, yeah. And
yeah.
the record...
I told you I saw the name before.
They have... their one record that's full of the hits is a really fucking good record. But I'm going to assign you the one that I like a lot. And that record is called Twist of Shadows.
Spooky.
Yeah.
See, goth isn't really something I'm all that... Twist of the Shadows?
Just Twist of Shadows.
It's just something... I know, the big bands. The popular bands. Mm-hmm. But, if you... I know, the A-tier goth bands. I know them and their shit. But if you go even if you go B+ tier, I'm like, I don't know.
This is exactly that. Because, like you said, you've got A-tier, Susie, Sisters of Mercy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This band is
Bauhaus
right...
House and shit like that,
yes.
yeah.
Xymox is right under them as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
like the only people, it seems there's a huge drop off in goth music anyway.
Right.
Because there's people who casually get into it because they saw a Bauhaus t-shirt and they're like, that guy's hot and mysterious. I want to check that band out. There's like 5 bands that are like that.
I always slept on Bauhaus because everybody I knew who liked them or had one of their shirts was a douchebag.
I know one Bauhaus fan with nothing but redeeming qualities.
I mean, there's got to be, logistically, there's got to be a Bauhaus fan out there that's cool. There's got to be because that's just how it is.
I was in a band with one.
So, but it's like all the ones I knew.
Cunts.
So apparently they were just turds, dude. Just like
that sucks.
They're like chain smoking at 14. We hung out at the diner until 4 a.m. drinking black coffee. Like, great, no one cares.
Smoke clove cigarettes.
You pretty much nailed that shit on the head.
So, but like, only the real, like the people who are into it for the music discover bands like Clan of Xymox. That's why I like that band a lot.
I got a goth question for you, since I know you like that style of music. Are you a Typo Negative fan?
Yeah.
They always seem to me to be a goth band filled with guys who beat up goth kids.
I could absolutely see that. Yeah, probably.
Do you know, it's like they would shove the goth kid in the locker.
They sure would, yeah.
But then steal his record collection to go listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, Peter Steele was 6'8", and a massive Russian a Russian immigrant who grew up in Brooklyn in the 70s or
I've seen his hard cock.
It's a pretty sweet piece.
Yeah.
It's sweet. But he was an alt kid who I bet jocks would never fuck with.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yo, kids in my high school didn't fuck with goth kids.
I bet nobody fucked with goth
kids
why? Ever.
Because I was in high school during Columbine. We learned the jocks in my school, they learned pretty fucking quick, dude.
They gave him a wide berth.
They're like, oh, so that's what happens when you do that. Yo, what's up there, Azriel? How you doing today, bud? Want me to carry you to the next class? You know,
man, the pendulum swung right back when I was in high school. I started high school in 2005.
Yeah,
and
I was 50.
By that time, yeah, nice round. By that time, all the goth kids were discovering things like anime and those fucking t-shirts from Hot Topic with the bunny and who wore shit like clowns will eat me in my sleep.
Yeah.
Those fucking kids.
I only do what the voices in my head tell me to do or whatever the fuck it was. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. There's a couple others.
Fucking that's what.
And the Smashing Pumpkins Zero shirt.
That's what goth became when I was in school. I was friends with them all, but I didn't hang out with them.
Well, what Columbine happened? What year was that?
1999.
April 20th.
1999.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Then it's impossible. My fucking math doesn't hold up because I would graduate high school in 1998.
Huh.
There must have been another fucking goth shooting before that because people learned, don't fuck with the goth kids. They're fucking feral. They're fucking weird, dude. Don't do it.
You know what it was?
What?
Leave me alone.
Fuck! Fuck! God damn it! Hit the intro music.